Look, if you've been setting the same resolutions year after year, lose weight, make more money, get organized, only to abandon them by February, let me tell you, you're not failing. Or if you ever set a goal, chased it for months, and still felt empty when you reached it, this video is for you. You're pursuing the wrong goals entirely. Today, I'll show you a different way to find your goal, one that's rooted in your values, your culture, your dreams, and your vision for the future. No rigid rules, just a real way to uncover your real purpose. Ready to stop playing someone else's game? The truth is, many goals feel unrealistic because they're based on what we think we should want, not what truly matters to us. Most goals fail because they're not actually yours. You copy what worked for someone else, chase what society says you should want, or set goals based on your current frustrations instead of your authentic desires. You end up with a list that looks impressive but feels empty. Work harder, save more, network better. Generic goals that drain your energy because they have no connection to what actually matters to you. The result? You either burn out pushing towards something that doesn't excite you, or you self-sabotage because deep down, you know this isn't your path. You're stuck in an endless cycle of setting goals you don't really want and wondering why you can't stick to them. But what if the problem isn't your willpower? What if you've just never learned how to find your real goal, the one that aligns with your actual values, dreams, and vision for your life? Because you don't create your goal, you uncover it. You don't need another planner. You need clarity. And clarity doesn't come from TikTok quotes. It comes from you, your story, your scars, your values. Look, research shows that goals aligned with your core values are not only more achievable, they're more fulfilling and sustainable long-term. When your goals connect to your deeper why, you don't need motivation. You have momentum. But most people skip the foundation work. They jump straight to the what without understanding the why or the who. Your real goal isn't about changing your circumstances. It's about expressing who you are. It's about aligning your actions with your authentic self, your values, your vision for how you want to show up in the world 25 years from now. The goal you're meant to chase already lives inside your dreams, your culture, your childhood, your habits, your dislikes. Let's walk through how to find it. First, we need to identify what actually matters to you, not what should matter, but what genuinely drives your decisions and energizes your soul. Before you talk goals, business plans, or vision boards, you need to uncover your core values. Not the ones you post on social, not what your family thinks you should care about. I mean the real, deep, unfiltered stuff that fuels your fire or grinds your gears when violated. Because here's the truth, if your goal isn't aligned with your values, you will sabotage it, period. You'll either procrastinate it, resent it, or burn out trying to chase something that was never yours in the first place. So to get brutally honest about what truly matters to you, we're going to walk through 3 powerful clarity exercises: peak moments, energy audit, and anger analysis. Each of these will reveal a piece of your personal blueprint, your internal compass, and by the end of this video, you'll have a sharper understanding of your values, your vision, and your why. Grab a pen and paper. Seriously, don't just think through these, write them down. Because clarity isn't passive, it's built. Let's break each one down step by step so you can stop guessing and start moving with real alignment. So here's how we get to the truth, your personal values excavation. Step 1, the peak moments exercise. Think back to 3 defining moments in your life when you felt fully alive, proud, on fire in the best way possible. Maybe it was finishing a project, standing up for someone, starting something from scratch. What values were alive in that moment? Was it freedom, excellence, loyalty? Write it all down. Because what makes you feel most alive points directly to what matters most. Step 2, the energy audit. Start noticing what activities give you energy versus suck it dry. Who are the people that make you feel 10 feet tall and who shrinks you into a version of yourself you barely recognize? This isn't fluff. Your energy is data. It tells you what to do more of and what to cut. It tells you what aligns with your purpose and what derails it. Get brutally honest. Write down the highs and the drains. So don't skip this step. Values first, goals second. That's how the real players build with longevity. Step 3, the anger analysis. This one's underrated. Most people avoid their anger, but I want you to stare it down. What makes you furious? What injustice, incompetence, or hypocrisy lights you up inside? Because anger often shows us where our boundaries or values are being crossed. If laziness makes your blood boil, maybe you value grit. If being dismissed infuriates you, maybe you value respect or autonomy. Again, write it down. Don't judge it. Just observe it. Now, why does all this matter? Because this is the foundation. Without this, you're setting goals with someone else's blueprint. You're climbing a ladder that might be leaning on the wrong damn wall. But when your goals are rooted in your core values, that's when things start to align. You stop forcing discipline. You start flowing with purpose. You build grit because what you're chasing actually matters to you. And this is how you stop setting fake goals and finally start building a life that fits you like a custom suit. Now here's where it gets uncomfortable, but also where the real clarity starts. And that's why we have to do what we call values prioritization, which is nothing more than assigning a value to each of the values we discovered in the previous step. Let's say you've got your list of values from the last exercise. Great, but a long list is just noise until you prioritize, because in real life, values compete. You say you value freedom and security? Cool, but what happens when one forces you to sacrifice the other? That's where forced ranking comes in. Ask yourself, if I could only live by one value, just one, which one would I protect no matter the cost? That's your number one. Then stack the rest underneath in order of importance. No ties. No, they're all important. No fluff. This is your operating system. You're coding your behavior in advance, so when hard decisions come, you don't flinch. You move. Let me show you what this actually looks like. Let's say you did the exercises earlier. Peak moments, energy audit, anger analysis, and here's what you came up with. Freedom, impact, integrity, creativity, and stability. Now you've got to force rank them. Let's say after some real reflection, your list ends up like this. First, freedom, because you realize you'd rather take risks than feel boxed in. Everything you do must allow you to move and decide independently. Second, integrity, maybe because you cannot play games. If something feels fake, it's dead in the water. Third, creativity, cause you need to be building, solving, making things better in your own way. Fourth, impact, it's important to help others, but not at the cost of your own boundaries. And fifth, stability, because it's nice to have, but not if it chains you to a desk or limits your upside. Boom, now your priorities are clear. If an opportunity offers security but kills your freedom, it's a no. If a client wants results but asks you to cut corners, you walk. You're not second-guessing every decision because you already decided who you are. And here's the kicker. Most people never do this, which is why they're overwhelmed. They say yes to things that conflict with what they actually value. Then wonder why they're exhausted, burnt out, or constantly pivoting. But you, once you've ranked your values, your decision-making gets faster. Your focus tightens, and your goals stop feeling like guesses. They become aligned execution. This isn't fluff. This is your internal compass. Get it right, and everything downstream flows smoother. Now, pause and be honest. Look at your current life through the lens of those top 5 values you just uncovered. Are you actually living them? Or did you just realize you didn't even know those were the values you want to live by? That's the power of this work. It's about brutal honesty. If you say freedom is a value, but your calendar is filled with obligations you secretly resent, that's a red flag. If integrity made your list, but you're sugarcoating truth to keep the peace, that's not discipline, that's self-abandonment. This values audit isn't a feel-good exercise, it's your alignment blueprint. It's not about having the right answers, it's about finally getting real with yourself. Because when your values are unclear, your goals will always feel confusing, forced, or fake. But once you see your values clearly, the fog starts to lift. You begin to understand why you felt off and what needs to shift. This is where your real goal starts to reveal itself. Not the one you think you should. Jace, the one that actually fits you. Now let's pause and zoom in on something most people skip. Your culture and dreams integration. You're not just a random adult trying to figure it out. You're a whole human, shaped by stories, bloodlines, silence, and survival. Let's get honest about what's in your foundation, so you don't build a future that quietly betrays you. Look at the culture you were raised in. Family, community, traditions, struggles. Ask yourself, what beliefs did I absorb early on about success, money, or self-worth? Be specific. Write them down. What parts of my heritage do I want to carry forward? Maybe it's storytelling, discipline, loyalty, faith. Maybe it's the way your people show up for each other. And what generational patterns am I ready to break? Playing small? Tolerating burnout? Silencing yourself for peace? Be ruthless here. Keep what strengthens you. Let the rest burn. Now let's tap into your hidden dreams. Now, we shift gears. Forget what's realistic. Forget what your parents or partner expect. Ask yourself, what's the secret dream I've never said out loud? If no one judged me, what would I create, pursue, or say yes to? What idea quietly excites me more than anything else, but I've convinced myself it's too late, too risky, too weird? This is your raw, unfiltered desire. Don't filter it. Don't justify it. Don't shrink it to fit the room. You don't need more motivation. You need permission to want what you want. Now take both pieces, your cultural roots and your secret dreams. These are your compass. This is the soil your future should grow from. And you'll need them for the next step, with your truth values, your ancestry, your uncensored desires. Hey there, I'm Mark, and I'm genuinely excited you're here investing in your growth. Before we dive deeper into today's strategy, I want to ask you a quick favor that takes just 2 seconds but makes a huge difference. If you're finding value in this content, hit that subscribe button and tap the like. It's completely free and helps us reach more people who need these game-changing strategies. Your support directly fuels our mission to help thousands transform their lives. Thanks for being part of this community. Now let's jump right back into the breakthrough strategies that are about to change everything for you. Now we go big in this step to build your real goal, your real why. Let's go big, like really big. We're about to stretch your imagination 25 years into the future. Why? Because short-term thinking creates short-term results. And you're not here to build some half-baked, hustle-till-you-crash version of success. You're here to build a life, one that reflects your values, your truth, and your vision, not someone else's checklist. So here's the exercise. Close your eyes. Go forward 25 years. You've stayed aligned with those top 5 values we just uncovered. You've made decisions rooted in who you really are, not who the world told you to be. Now tell me, where are you living? What's the environment around you? City, forest, island, minimalist loft in Lisbon, or a ranch with 200 acres? Get specific. Don't just say somewhere peaceful. Paint the damn picture, the details, the aroma, what you feel in that place. Tell me, how do your days look? What's your daily rhythm? You wake up when? Who's next to you? What do you do? Deep work, beach walks, board meetings, creative sprints? Break it down. Morning to night. Describe every detail. Write it down. Who's in your circle? What kind of relationships have you cultivated? Who are your people? Partners, friends, collaborators. What's the energy like? Do they challenge you, ground you, inspire you? What kind of impact are you making? Are you building schools, funding founders, teaching people how to reclaim their power? Is your name on hospital wings or your podcast in millions of ears? Own it. Say it out loud. What have you mastered? What skills did you go all in on? What crafts have you refined for over 2 decades? Writing, leadership, storytelling, capital strategy, parenting, negotiation, name them. What's your relationship with your mind and body? Are you grounded, energized, confident in your skin? Or are you constantly at war with yourself? Describe how you feel, not just what you look like. Write this all out in present tense, like it's already happening. Don't worry about the how. That'll come. Right now, lock into the what and the why. This isn't fluff. This is about clarity, real clarity. Because once you see it, you can start building it. And if you're going to spend 25 years doing anything, wouldn't it be nice if the end result actually looked and felt like you? Now here's the final check. Review your 25-year vision against your core values. Does this future version of you honor what matters most? If not, adjust, tweak, rewrite until it clicks. Until it feels like your whole body says, yep, that's it. Your vision should feel both exciting and inevitable, like you're remembering a future that already belongs to you. Now, once you have your 25-year vision ready, the next exercise we will do is working backwards from your vision. Let's bring that 25-year vision back to earth, not to shrink it, but to make it real. We're going to reverse engineer your future, step by step. Why? Because dreaming is powerful, but direction is what turns dreams into results. This is where we stop living on autopilot and start designing our days with intention. So here's how it works. Picture that 25-year in the future version of you, the one living your values fully, making the impact that lights you up, surrounded by the right people, doing work that matters to you, waking up with purpose. Now ask yourself, what would need to be true 10 years from now for that version of you to exist? What would you have built, healed, or let go of? Who would you need to become? Don't rush. Just capture the essence. Now rewind again. From that 10-year mark, what would need to happen in the next 5 years? What skills need development? What relationships or environments need to evolve? Keep peeling it back. Then do it again for the 2-year mark, and finally for 12 months from today. About arbitrary milestones or rigid timelines. This is about natural progression. This becomes your real goal, not because it's smart or achievable, but because it's authentic and aligned. And here's where it gets real. Out of everything you just mapped, what's the one area, the one goal, that if you focused on it over the next 12 months, would create the most momentum toward that long-term vision, while honoring your core values? Not the most impressive goal, not the safest or the smartest, the most true one, the one that makes you feel more like yourself as you pursue it. That is your real goal, your real purpose. Write it down, give it weight, because this is where things stop feeling overwhelming and start becoming inevitable. Listen, we are not done just yet. Now, we get specific, but not in the usual surface-level way. This isn't about chasing numbers or external validation. It's about defining success so clearly and personally that it becomes impossible to ignore. Ask yourself, what would achieving this actually feel like in your body? What kind of person would you become in the process? How would this success align with your values? What would shift in your day-to-day behavior, habits, or mindset? Who would you be helping, serving, or leading? These questions aren't fluff. They shape the real definition of your goal, one rooted in identity, purpose, and lived experience. When you answer them, what you're really doing is designing a filter, a way to know, is this next move aligned with the future I'm building or not? This is the kind of clarity that moves you, the kind that builds mental discipline without forcing it, because it's not just a goal anymore. It's who you're becoming. Now that you've peeled back the layers, clarified your 25-year vision, and defined your 1-year focus with emotional precision, it's time to anchor all that clarity with commitment. Because vision without action is just a nice thought. And here's the thing, you don't need 15 goals. You need one powerful commitment that makes all the others easier or irrelevant. So ask yourself, what's the one action I will commit to this week that aligns with the future I just defined? What daily rhythm would prove that I'm already becoming that version of me? What structure or system will hold me when motivation doesn't? This is where mental discipline becomes visible, not in the hype, but in the boring, consistent, identity-level follow-through. And the beauty? Once you're aligned, discipline doesn't feel like force. It feels like flow, because you're no longer pushing, you're becoming. So write it down, commit to it, and revisit it weekly. You're not chasing goals anymore. You're compounding identity. Now let me tell you something important, the truth most people miss. Clarity is powerful, but without structure, it fades. You've got the vision now. You've identified what matters. But the hardest part? It's not dreaming. It's showing up for it, again and again. When life gets messy, motivation runs dry, and no one's clapping yet. That's why we built the Mental Discipline for Success system. It's not a magic bullet. It's a structure. A daily, step-by-step framework that trains your mind to be disciplined and to follow through, not just when you feel like it, but until the goal is real. Your vision is real. If you're serious about this, if you're done with starting strong and fading out, then this system will give your vision a backbone. No fluff, no hype, just tools that work, because they're built for the real world. You'll find the link below. So, stop chasing other people's definitions of success and start building a life that actually fits who you are. Take the next 7 days to work through these steps. Don't rush it. This is the most important work you'll ever do. And when you're done, you won't just have a goal, you'll have a North Star that guides every decision for the rest of your life. If this resonated with you, hit like, subscribe, and comment below. What did you discover about yourself that surprised you? Your authentic goal is calling. Are you ready to answer?